Hello everybody, my name is Memo. This is my channel FancyMemo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another music monthly rundown where I will be going through some of my favorite releases from this past month, the month of August. This month was stacked. There was a lot going on this month. I have a lot of albums to talk about, so we're gonna jump into it, and I will try to keep it as short and sweet as possible, but bear with me since I am a yapper. But before we get started, please, if you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. And if you're already subscribed and want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you like basketball, more specifically NBA basketball, I have a basketball podcast. It's called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. I do it with a buddy of mine. We have a lot of fun episodes coming out, a lot of rankings before the season starts. Good stuff in my opinion. Check it out if you're interested. If you are interested in getting some new vinyl accessories, why not go to my Amazon storefront where you can go support me by purchasing maybe new record sleeves, maybe a cleaning solution, some new records in general, a turntable even. If you purchase through my Amazon storefront, I get a little kickback from it. So if you're interested, you could do that. If you make music and you want me to talk about it at the end of each month or beginning of each month, consider trying out a $5 review. If you send $5 to this PayPal, I will discuss your music during a monthly music rundown episode. It could be an album, EP, song, whatever. If you just send $5 through my PayPal, leave me a message. Let me know where to check out your music. I will honestly talk about your music at the end of the month during a monthly music rundown video. Keyword on honest. I will give my honest thoughts on your music. So if I don't like it, I'll admit that I don't like it. But if I do like it, then I'll glaze like crazy. So again, if you make music and you want me to talk about it during a monthly music rundown video, then consider a $5 review and send those $5 to this PayPal. Alright, let's get started. We have a lot of albums to talk about. I must try my best to speed through it. Let's start off with this new JID album, God Does Like Ugly. I really wish I was able to do a reaction video for this album. I was at Mexico when it came out, so I couldn't do it. But man, this is a great album. Like, JID does not miss whatsoever. I was very curious on the direction he was gonna go with on this album because, you know, a lot of people would say that JID dropped his magnum opus on the Forever Story. So how is he gonna come back after dropping that amazing project? And to me, he came through with a solid project. Maybe not better than the Forever Story, but it's still high quality stuff here. You got JID rapping his ass off, utilizing different flows. His pen work is amazing on this album. The features on this album were awesome as well. At least a good chunk of them. There were a few that I didn't care for, like Jesse Reyes or Don Toliver. They didn't really do much for me, but features from Clips, from Vince Staples, oh my god, they came through on this project. I will say this project is a little bit more inconsistent if you compare it to the Forever Story. There are a couple tracks around the middle part that I don't really care for, like What We On or No Boo. It's part of this like 4-track stretch where JID isn't necessarily rapping too much. There's more melodic tracks, more popular tracks within this run. And within that run, I felt like it's a bit of hit or miss situation. As I just said, I didn't like What We On. I didn't like No Boo. But I did really enjoy Skate. I thought that was a fire danceable track there. Wholeheartedly, great singing performance from everybody involved. Definitely some of the best singing off of the album. So yeah, this album maybe is a little bit inconsistent, but the writing is solid. The rapping is impeccable. The flow switches are insane. Production goes hard for the most part. A good amount of the features came through. This is a great album. Next, we've got Nina Girachi, which is a very last minute addition to this video. I just checked out her new album, I Love My Computer, mere hours ago, and I absolutely loved it. Of course, I'm gonna need a lot more listens, but this is insane. It's an insane album, but it's good. It's like insanely good. With this album, you know, as you expect with a title like this, being very electronic, very glitchy, very loud, abrasive, but at the same time very sweet as well. A few of the songs here are very tongue-in-cheek, very silly topics, like the track Fuck My Computer, and even the vocals, even though I wouldn't say the vocals here are the selling point to the album. I did enjoy it quite a bit. This is my very first time diving into Nina Geraci's music, and I'm now a fan. Like, this is incredible stuff here. If you're not familiar with her music, based off of my first listen, I kind of would say it's in the realm of like Charlie XCX Brat mixed with a little bit of Porter Robinson. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out this album. Next we have Rich Brian with Where Is My Head, a huge comeback album for Rich Brian. It's been years since he released his last album, 6 years since he released his last album. And although I wouldn't say this is better than The Sailor, which is his last album, it's still a very solid album. A lot of the subject matter is about love and the struggles with that. I like a lot of the songs here that go in a more personal route, like Ma, where he goes over how he felt like he disappoints his family for not being able to visit them as much as he'd like to, or Time Zones, where he goes over how the people that he met online had a huge impact on him, and the reason why he is the person he is today is because of the people he met through the internet. A lot of interesting stuff here, and again, I wouldn't say this is better than The Sailor, but Rich Brian has improved a lot in several different aspects, whether it comes to rapping, writing, storytelling, singing, producing. He produced the whole thing. Rich Brian has improved in a lot of aspects, and I really hope that he continues to improve on making his music and doesn't take another 6 years to release another album. So yeah, shout out to Rich Brian for this one. Now let's talk about Chance the Rapper, who, funny enough, dropped this album the same day Rich Brian dropped Where Is My Head, and coincidentally, the last time Chance the Rapper dropped an album was The Big Day, and he dropped that the exact same day as Rich Brian when he dropped The Sailor. So that's a huge, crazy, fun coincidence there. But yeah, shout out to Chance. This is definitely a comeback album. Not only did he come back after years and years and years, but he came back artistically as well. We all know that The Big Day was trash. It was horrible. Chance the Rapper had to come through on this album and prove to the world that he isn't a failure, and that's exactly what he does on this album. He proves to the world that he still got it. A lot of the tracks here has some of Chance's best rapping to date, whether you talk about track 4, The Problem, or the 13th track, Letters. Chance the Rapper comes through with some of his best writing to date. He does mix this project with some more mainstream tracks, more banger-esque tracks. For example, Ride, which is really good. But then he also has tracks like Tree with Lil Wayne and Smino that is awful. I felt like if Chance the Rapper cut a bit of the fat off of this album, this would 100% for sure be his best project. But right now it's debatable. I feel like it's debatable on whether or not this is his best. Either way, I'm happy that he's back. I'm happy that he's better than ever, basically. And hopefully this means he's going to be dropping more music, and it won't take 6 years until his next project. Alright, let's talk about Joey Valence and Bray with Hyper Youth. This is such a hyped, insane, crazy album from this rap duo. And that's what they're known for. They're known for their hyped, energetic, fun, youthful tracks. But what makes this album interesting is that they do come through with some introspective tracks as well within the track list, where they go over their fears of growing up and getting older and losing that youthfulness. And to me, some of the best songs on this album does cover that subject, like Live Right. I thought that was a beautiful song, one of my favorite singles of the year. Another song I really enjoyed was Disco Tomorrow, where Joey Valence and Bray get a little personal, where Bray is talking about how the duo met and how that caused a spark within his life, and Joey Valence talks about some vulnerabilities he has as well. So this album has a good mix of like fun party tracks and then tracks to just cry to. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. It's a fun album for sure, with some emotional bits in there as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, please check it out. Alright, we got Kate Renata with Ain't No Damn Way. This is a short little project, 12 songs, 34 minutes, mostly instrumentals. I would recommend this for like study music, honestly. Like Kaytranada didn't put like his all into this album, but it's still very, very solid. Great production as you'd expect from Kaytranada. And at the very end of the track list, the last track on this album, we get a TLC feature that is pretty solid. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out this new Kaytra album. Alright, we got Dijon with Baby. This is the first time I've checked out Dijon's music, and I am impressed. Oh my god, those are vocals, dude. Why didn't nobody tell me this man can sound like Prince? Oh my god. Maybe I'm tripping. But to me, there's a few tracks here where I felt like I was hearing a reincarnation of Prince. Like, dude, he killed it vocally. Like, the singing here is great. I haven't given this as much listens as I would like to, again, because there's been so many albums that's been released. I feel like the last 5 albums I talked about, including this one, were all dropped on the same day. So yeah, it's been hard to take in all this music and analyze it and really go through it, but just trust me when I say this. This is a beautiful album, a must-listen album. Please give it the time of day. Please do. Alright, next we got Laufey with A Matter of Time. I did a live reaction to this album. Shout out to the Laufey fans. Honestly, like, they are so cool, so chill, very accepting. I made some fair share of criticisms within my live reaction to this project, and I didn't get too much pushback from it. They were very respectful, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate Laufey coming through with a solid album. Not her best work, honestly, but a few of the songs here are some of her best songs ever. I'm mostly focusing on like the more ballad-esque tracks on the album, like Snow White, where she talks about beauty standards that women, more specifically young girls, have to face and how it affects them. I really like Too Little Too Late for the different perspective that she delved into with that one. Forget Me Not is a beautiful, beautiful love letter to her home country, Iceland. I really like how towards the end of the track list too, she's experimenting a little bit on Clean Air. There's a little bit of a country twang to that track. On Sabotage, she ends off the song with this like cool ass rock outro. There's definitely a lot to love about this album. I just didn't really care for some of the poppier songs, some of the songs that sounded like Christmas songs to me, like Clockwork. Not really a fan of that one. I did like Lover Girl. I thought that was one of her better bossa nova tracks that she has released in her career. So yeah, this album's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Alright, we got Earl Sweatshirt with Live, Laugh, Love. This one I need more listens to as well, but I really enjoyed this project from Earl. Earl to me could be a little hit or miss, but I do really like this one. I like how grown Earl sounds on here. There's a sense of maturity within this album for sure, and you can tell that a lot of the things that has happened to Earl in the past, he has healed from, and that is really great to hear, honestly. I'm glad that he's growing. I'm glad that he's maturing, and I'm glad he's getting better. And I'm glad he's dropping great songs on here as well. I really like, I'm gonna butcher this. I even try to teach myself how to say this correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher it right now. Tourmaline. I really like how melodic he gets on here, singing on the chorus, even though the singing might not be the best. It sounds nice, honestly. I do really like the amateur singing on that track. So yeah, shout out to Earl. Shout out to him. Nothing but love. Alright, we got Ghostface Killah with Supreme Clientele. Another album I need more listens to really grasp, but this is a solid rap album. Like, if you're a Wu-Tang fan, this is a must listen. Ghostface Killah comes through with some solid bars, clever lyrics. The production here is spectacular. There's some funny skits in here as well. Cool features. We got some Wu members on here. We got Nas on here. We got Conway the Machine on here. It's a really solid album in my opinion. So don't miss out on this legend's new project. Alright, we now have Blood Orange with E-Sex Honey. Need more listens, of course, because this one was really recent. It was recently released But yeah, I've been enjoying this one, Blood Orange. It's been a while since their last album, so I'm glad they came through with some solid stuff here. Oh my god, the singing on this album is spectacular. I like how moody the overall vibe of this track list is sounding. Very interesting feature list as well. Like, we got one track here, one track where there's several crazy features. Tariq Al-Sabir, Caroline Polachek, Daniel Caesar, the Durati Column, and right after that, the next track, Mind Loaded, we got Caroline Polachek again, Lord, and Mustafa. Insane feature list here. Check out this album. It deserves your time. Give it a listen. And I believe this is the last album I'm going to talk about. It's the new Joey Badass album, Lonely at the Top. I just recently did a live album reaction for this album, and I'm very surprised nobody's talking about this album. Why is that the case? This is a solid hip-hop album from Joey. Joey always comes through with solid rap projects, but I don't know why nobody's talking about this. It's a great album. Some great rapping here about, you know, how successful he has gotten over the years and how it's lonely up there at the top. You know, we got songs about not giving up, keep working in order to reach your goals. We got a song here praising Brooklyn. We have like a 4-song stretch where Joey Badass is, you know, going into his mainstream bag, but honestly, every single one of those tracks worked. Like, they are all great. Some of them reminds me of like 2000, maybe bling era hip hop. To me, it's great. It's amazing. Maybe he should have like sprinkled it throughout the track list instead of having a random 4-track run. But you know, when it comes to the quality of the music, it's there. The music is great on this album. Joey did his thing. He killed it on this project. People should be talking about it because it's good. Alright, let's talk about the EPs. There's a couple I'm going to talk about. Starting with this new Yeat EP, Dangerous Summer. I don't have a lot to say about this EP. I just think it's cool. It's a nice, hard-hitting Yeat project with very interesting and loud production. Yeat's vocals, to me, are always pretty interesting. Whether he uses a more high-pitched voice or a low-pitched voice, I think the way that he plays with his voice is very interesting. And yeah, there's several just solid bangers on here. Nothing too crazy, just a solid EP that doesn't really feel like an EP, honestly. It's like 30 minutes, 11 tracks. It's basically an album. But, you know, knowing Yeat, his albums are usually double that, so I guess it's a EP. But yeah, shout out to Yeat. This one's solid. I'll admit, this one is pretty solid. There's a lot of songs I can take out of this track list and add it to like different playlists. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. And we're gonna shout out my cousin. Actually, my cousin is a DJ, reps LA, and he dropped a new EP called Lucidez. I believe that's how you say it. But yeah, his name is I actually don't know how to say his artist name. I think it's X Leon, maybe? I'll leave his name and project down below like the other artists. But yeah, I'm not just saying this because he's, you know, family, right? This EP is genuinely pretty solid from beginning to end. I think the production on this project was spectacular. I like the way that he just plays with sound on this EP. There's a lot of texture to every single track. There's a lot going on. It could be very glitchy, but like I feel like everything has a purpose. He's not just throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. No, there is a reason for every little sound or instrument or whatever that's being played. And yeah, this EP, you know, it's meant for the clubs, right? It's hyped dance music, kind of electronic, kind of industrial. I can tell that some of his influences come from Sophie. So if you like Sophie's music and you want to check out an up-and-coming DJ's EP, check out this one. I'll link it down below with the rest of the projects I have talked about today. Lucidez by X Leon. I think that's how you say it. I really don't know. I probably should have texted him about that and asked him how to say his name. But again, link in the description if you guys are interested. I think it's pretty solid. And, you know, it's only, 5 tracks, 9 minutes. It's not a waste of time. Give it a listen. Alright, now let's talk about the singles. We don't have a lot, so we're almost done here, actually. Please, bear with me. We're almost there. So let's start off with Ooh, Doves by Los Retros. This has been a long time coming. Los Retros has been in hiatus for so long. So I am glad they came through with a brilliant, beautiful, romantic track called Doves. This track goes into a city pop direction, which, it's different for Los Retros, I guess. If you're familiar with his work, it's more of a bedroom pop sound. But he has worked on some city pop music as a feature on Before You Go by Hitomi. I think that's how you say it. It's Japanese. I don't know. So he has worked in the realm of city pop, but now this is his first track where he made a city pop track, and he has some help from Hikari, who comes through with some beautiful vocals. They both pair very well together. I love how their voices blend when they start that duet portion on the track. Again, very beautiful, very romantic, beautifully produced. I'm just glad that he's back making music. So shout out to Los Retros. He actually commented on my TikTok, I believe. TikTok or Shorts, I forgot which one. So shout out to you if for some reason you're watching. Alright, we got Nice Shoes by Steve Lacy. This is a track where Steve Lacy is just going off about the complications in regards to love with some very odd and funny lyrics, some out-of-pocket ones as well. I really liked the production here and how, for the most part, it utilizes like a breakdance beat, except for the bridge. The bridge is where it sounds like classic Steve Lacy. Is very beautiful and dreamy. So yeah, solid song. Hopefully, with this song now being released, we're getting a new Steve Lacy album. Maybe it'll come out this year. Who knows? I'll let you know, I guess, when I find out. But yeah, hopefully that's the case, and hopefully we get more music from Steve Lacy soon. Alright, next we got this new Daniel Caesar track. It's called Call On Me, and it's very interesting actually. Like, production-wise, it's low-key like a rock song. He's going into like more rock direction on this track, and it works pretty well. I think the production is very cool, very unique for a Daniel Caesar track. The singing here is solid, lyrics solid. Overall, great track. I think I prefer this track than his last track, which I forgot the name of, but yeah, I do prefer this one right here, Call On Me. This one is really good. Last track we're gonna talk about, we didn't have a lot, as I promised. We got Cuco with Sin Un Corazón. This might be his best song of the year. Like, he dropped a full ass album, lots of singles, but this random, I don't know if this is supposed to be on a deluxe or it will be on a deluxe album. I don't know the context on why this single song was released, but this is probably his best song he made this year. Very romantic, very sensual, very moody. He is singing in Spanish as you'd expect with a title like Sin Un Corazón. I really like the production and the trumpets on this single. And I don't know exactly what the sound is or what instrument it is, but it gives this kind of spooky feel to the song too. So yeah, amazing song here. Really enjoyed this one. Might make it in my top 50 songs of the year list. We'll see. My playlist is pretty fat at the moment. I have 70 songs in my top 50 songs of the year playlist, so I gotta dwindle that down. But yeah, that is it. That is my monthly music rundown. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys got some interesting recommendations. If I missed something, which I probably did, there was actually a few projects that I didn't get a chance to check out. So if I missed something, let me know. Also, let me know what is your favorite album, EP, or song this past month. For album is tough. It's either Hyper Youth by Joey Valence and Bray, God Does Like Ugly by JID, or Nina Girachi with I Love My Computer. Even though I just listened to that for the first time today, it did blow my mind. It's actually like a sick ass album. So one of those three are my favorites from this month. EP, I'll give it to Yeat for Dangerous Summer. And then for a song, I'm giving it to Los Retros with Doves. That's for sure. That's my favorite. But you guys let me know, what's your favorite album, EP, or song of the month? And yeah, if you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. And if you're already subscribed and you want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you like basketball, more specifically NBA basketball, I have a basketball podcast. It's called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. Check it out if you're interested. If you are planning on getting some records, some vinyl record accessories, maybe even a turntable, check out my Amazon storefront, where if you purchase through my storefront, I get a little kickback from it. If you decide to purchase through my storefront, I greatly appreciate it. And if you make music and you want me to talk about your music in an honest way during one of these monthly music rundown videos, check out my $5 reviews. Just go to my PayPal, send me $5 there, send me a message, let me know where to check out your music, and at the end of the month, when I make my music monthly rundown videos, I will talk about your either song, EP, or album in an honest way again during my music monthly rundown video. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out the $5 reviews. But yeah, I am done here, so thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Goodbye. Adios.